and welcome everyone to 7 tips to strengthen your self-control. Now, the definition of self-control is the ability to manage your actions, feelings, and emotions. I don't know if you can relate to this being sometimes a bit of a difficult topic and something that you struggle with. So if it is something that you are stuck with sometimes and can't find a way to improve your self-control, then hopefully this little video will help you. Because if you can work on your self-control and make it stronger, it can really improve lots of things in your life. It can improve your health, it can improve some of your performances, your successes, and ultimately, if you've got strong self-control, it can improve the quality of your life. So it's good to see how we can learn and improve self-control. So I hope that these tips will be helpful. I've got 7 tips for you. So the first tip is to reinforce what you actually really want, because self-control is always a choice of 2 things usually. It's what you think you want at the time, and it's what you actually really long-term want, which is why it's a little bit of a battle. So what you need to do, the first thing, is to reinforce what you really, really want and make that really, really, really want longer term, strategy important and at the front of your mind. So you can do this by keep picturing it, keep visioning what that looks like if you make those choices. Surround yourself with people who think in a similar way and immerse yourself into the reasons why you want this thing that at the time doesn't seem quite as desirable, but really it is what you really want. So really reinforce that belief. The second point is to be in a good place yourself. Whatever that means for you, then you will be stronger. Make sure that your needs are met, that you're not unhappy in any areas of your life. I don't mean that everything has to be brilliant, but if you're at peace and you've got that deep down joy, even though situations might be difficult, then you're going to be stronger and more able to be self-controlled. So make sure your needs are met, your relationships are good, and that you've got a strong relationship with God too, and then you'll be in a stronger place to be self-controlled. Number 3, create reminders of what it is that you really want. Throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the year, remind yourself of what it is that you really, really want. And then you will be stronger to face these temptations. So this could look something like an alarm going on your clock in the evening, on your phone, saying bedtime. If you're struggling with going to bed early, tempted to stay up and watch something or scroll on your phone, but actually you know that going to bed ultimately will be better for you, then maybe some kind of reminder alarm, some quotes around your house, in your office, on your laptop. Pictures on your fridge, pictures on your notice board that express that the greater goal that you have and the reason why you really want to have stronger self-control. Perhaps Bible verses would be helpful too. Number 4, find alternatives to satisfy the real need that you have. So if you struggle with just flicking through channels on the TV when really you should be going to bed, then perhaps you're bored, you're frustrated. What is it that could help you to relieve that? Perhaps you're craving a biscuit, but really you've already had 3 today, and so you want to be strong and not have a 4th. But what is it that you're really craving? If it is really something sweet, then what alternative have you got for that? So work out what it is that's going on and what you're really after. If you're bored, could you phone a friend? Could you read a magazine? Could you go out for a walk? Could you distract yourself? So find some alternatives to satisfy what's really going on. Number 5 is to reroute away from the temptation. So if every time you go into a supermarket, you walk down the same aisle that has got some of your favorite treats, your snacks, your ready meals, whatever it is, your can of drink, whatever that takes your fancy, can you actually reroute to avoid those temptations? And I know that's easier said than done often, but try it once and you might be surprised that the temptation just isn't as strong and it passes quicker. Number 6, be full. Now, I mean this in lots of different senses of the word, but certainly if your cravings are around food and drink, then make sure that you aren't skimping on fueling yourself and feeding yourself. Make sure that you are having good, nutritious food that keeps you full for a long time, and therefore you're not craving the sugar fix. But if it's something to do with boredom or frustration, make sure that you are satisfying those needs somewhere else and that you are ultimately turning to God to satisfy those things. So be full of God, be full of food, full of the nutrition that we need in every sense of the word, and then things will be less tempting. Number 7 is forgive yourself and move on. So you might have heard me say this before, but if you've got a flat tyre, then there is absolutely no point in going round and slashing the other 3 tyres. It's time to mend the tyre, repair the tyre, and move on. So forgive yourself if you give in to temptation, if your willpower wasn't so strong. There's no point beating yourself up about it. It will only become a self-perpetuating cycle. You need to forgive yourself and move on. And if you can start putting these 7 points into practice some of the time, then that will become more of the time than maybe most of the time. So start small, think big. I'm just going to remind you of those 7 tips. So the first one is to reinforce what it is you really want. When you have those 2 choices, the more long-term thing that you really want, but the short-term fix, then make that longer term thing stronger. Really reinforce what it is you really want. Keep reading about it, keep picturing it, keep visioning it. Surround yourself by people who think the same. Just immerse yourself in what it is you really want. Number 2, be in a good place yourself. Then you'll be stronger. Make sure your needs are met. Make sure your relationship with God is good. I know things aren't perfect a lot of the time, but if you can have a sense of peace and joy, whatever your circumstances, then you will find this area easier. Number 3, create reminders of what it is that you really want. So real practical reminders, things like quotes, pictures, Bible verses, alarms on your phone, screensavers, etc. that will remind you, actually, no, that's what I really want. Not this bit of chocolate, not this TV program. What I really want is this. Number 4 is find alternatives to satisfy that real need. Is it boredom? Is it that you're craving something sweet? Find something else to meet those needs. Number 5, reroute away from the temptation. Walk a different way, go to a different supermarket, go to a different shop, see a different magazine, watch a different television program, whatever it takes. Number 6 was be full in all senses of the word. Be full of things that are good for you, that fill you up, and then you'll be less tempted. And the last point was forgive yourself and move on. Don't get stuck in the self-sabotage cycle. Draw a line and move forward. So I hope that's helpful. Because if you can improve your self-control and your willpower, then it will help to improve your health and your performance in different areas and ultimately the quality of your life. So like this video, if you like this video, do put any comments below about which one was the most useful for you and what action you'll be taking. I'd love to hear from you. I have just 2 spaces left on the Healthy, Whole and Free course that starts on Wednesday morning, and you have just till 8 p.m. tomorrow night to join up. So if you'd like to take one of those last 2 places, then I'll put the link in the comments, but it's bit.ly/HWF2020. Okay, take care. Hope that was helpful. Do give us a like. Speak to you soon. Bye.